Another one bites the dust, guys. Basketball Wives Brittany Renner is a convert to Islam since August of 2024. She didn't even last a whole year wearing the hijab. Recently, she appeared on Instagram with her afro out, sending a message to the world that she ditched the hijab. Her hijab isn't the only thing being removed from her life either. After being married to rapper and Muslim big finger quotes convert Kevin Gates for only 52 days, she's calling it quits on that as well. Today, we are going to dive into the short-lived hijab journey of Brittany Renner. What happened? Did the collapse of her marriage inspire her to remove the hijab? Or is there something deeper? Let's get into it. Brittany Renner showed signs. I saw this coming, guys. Over and over again, the obvious signs that the hijab just isn't a fun time. I'm going to show you what I mean. In this short I made a few weeks ago about Brittany Renner, the world was asking her what in the heck is going on with her hijab. But I knew what was happening here. Muslims are not having it with Muslim convert Brittany Renner having holes in her pants. We thought that Islam just had holes in the narrative to be worried about. But here comes Basketball Wives star and Muslim convert Brittany Renner with holes in her pants. Thankfully, this non-Muslim woman realizes what Islam is, an oppressive system that is not needed to have faith or belief in higher power. These comments are definitely making me stand strong in my perspective that this religion is highly oppressive for women. Oh my God, a quarter-size hole in her jeans, can't see breast, butt, or nothing, but let's stone the girl. What a sad existence. Wars going on in the world and people of this faith are outraged by a quarter-size hole. I don't care that we're supposed to fully support everyone's faith and culture. No, not everything should be respected. This girl is head to toe damn near draped and y'all still angry. Horrible religion. This girl is smart. Be like her. Keep your identity, wear what you want, and stay away from Islam. There's so many Islamically immodest things about this reel, the most obvious being the holes in her pants. You might be thinking, Huda, she has holes in her pants, but she's wearing a scarf. So what? Well, this is one of the many signs, guys. It's a sign that she struggles with a commitment and she's struggling with the idea of letting her former identity go, which was the identity that allowed her to be cute and wear what she wanted. Other signs can be wearing the half hijab on one's head, the hoodie hijab, a flip-flop from wearing abayas to wearing typical Western clothes with the hijab. Now, I am not speaking for every single woman out there, but I've witnessed many hijab journeys in my lifetime, and these are definitely some of the signs that there's some internal struggle going on. Now, we're going to get to the bombshell video she posted, for the first time, without her hijab. What she said here is quite revealing. She wrote, "I wore cornrows under my hijab just so my hair could fit in." It sounds like she's talking about hair, but let's dig deeper. There's a lot more here. I'm not interested in shrinking myself to fit in anywhere. It sounds like she's outright rejecting the limitations of Islam now. This is a breaking revelation. She's finding freedom, not in the hijab, but outside of it. And maybe the rest of Islam will go next. And it's not just me who noticed this. Many other Muslim women are upset about what she said. One commenter said, "Your hair is beautiful, but I pity you for thinking women shrink themselves to wear the hijab. Sad way to think. Hope you're feeling big now because you're little inside." Another one said, "Saying that women who wear the hijab are shrinking themselves feels a bit unfair. Just like it's your personal choice to take it off and express yourself differently, Muslim women choose to wear the hijab with pride and confidence. It's their form of empowerment and identity, just as wearing your hair is for you. Let's respect every woman's decision, whether you wear it or not, deserves the same dignity." And the last one, "This is so incredibly dangerous for the Muslim community. I'm not interested in shrinking myself to fit in anywhere, as if the hijab is shrinking you and your identity. Hijab is a symbol of love, respect, and humility for our Lord. We don't wear it for the creation, we wear it for our Creator. Labeling it or even suggesting that it is negative for the freedom of a woman is incredibly damaging and harmful for the women within the Muslim community who have fought day and night to get rid of the stereotype that hijab is oppressive when in fact it's not. Hijab is my freedom. I'm not saying you shouldn't do what's best for you, but the rhetoric you use in which you do is extremely important. Muslim women might not like what Brittany said, but in all honesty, she's allowed to say her honest feelings about how the hijab made her feel, and she's not wrong. I think when Muslim women try to be the thought police about hijab, they're drowning out the ability for people to express their feelings. Not everyone loves the hijab, and they're most certainly not going to be bullied into lying about it either. Kevin Gates and his marriages. In 2023, Brittany Renner appeared on season 11 of Basketball Wives. When Brittany appeared on season 12 of Basketball Wives, that's apparently when she got more involved with rapper Kevin Gates. We are going to get into Brittany more in a bit, but I want to talk about Kevin Gates' conversion to Islam and his ex-wife, who was also a Muslim convert as well. So, Kevin Gates is an interesting guy. He served time in prison, and apparently that's how he found Islam and converted to it. Sources say he converted to Islam before September 2016, right before he went on Hajj with his then-wife, Draka Gates. It sounds like everything happened quickly. He converted to Islam, he got released from prison, and then he went straight to Saudi Arabia to perform Hajj. In 2024, after 9 years of marriage and 2 kids, Kevin and Draka's relationship ended. When Kevin and Draka Gates were asked why they became Muslim, one of their cited reasons was that they have been unknowingly living as Muslims all their lives. Okay, I am not sure exactly what that means, but when I see photos like this, there's nothing Islamic happening here. It seems like everyone who gets married to Kevin Gates also abandons the hijab. I was looking up Draka to see where she's at in her journey with Islam, almost a decade since converting and going on Hajj, and surprise, surprise, it looks like she's distanced herself from Islam as well. In this next clip, she's clearly not dressed like a Muslim woman, and she's even practicing shirk, which is a form of associating partners with God. It's one of the worst sins in Islam. She's using something referred to as palo, and from my research, palo has 2 meanings. Palo is an African religion that emerged from the Atlantic slave trade, and the same word is also used to refer to this smudge stick she's burning here as well. I was reading that palo quite literally translates into stick or pole in Spanish, and I think what Draka may be doing here is simply just practicing a New Age spirituality. Regardless, this is clearly not allowed in Islam, and it's something that she would most definitely be aware of after taking Shahada a decade ago. The most obvious conclusion here is that Islam is just no longer a part of her life.
I burn the palo to really just call in the blessings. It just smells just heavenly. I just walk around the house. I palo myself. And I just do the entire house, every single room, every bathroom, like just every little area to really just call in all the blessings, call in all the good stuff. Once you've kicked out all the bad stuff, all the uncomfortable, low vibrational things, then you bring in the high vibrations.
For anyone who's new here, I do not have one single qualm about what Draka chooses to follow or not follow, but I wanted to bring attention to this because at this point, I am convinced there are thousands of people like this out there who left Islam, but they never openly considered themselves ex-Muslims. They're kind of like secret ex-Muslims in a way. People like this practice Islam to some extent at some point in their life, but they quietly left, and for whatever reason, they face little to no social repercussions for doing so. There's so many stories of these hidden ex-Muslims, people who came into Islam and left, and we simply never get a chance to hear their stories about why they left Islam behind. And I feel like so many people who distance themselves from Islam simply see it as that. They're just creating a distance between themselves and Islam. They don't see this as a story that is worth telling or needs to be told. Imagine, though, if celebrities like this opened up about the reasons they stopped practicing Islam and explored other types of spirituality, like Draka is doing here. It's important to point out Draka's journey because it goes to show that people from every walk of life who were once Muslim and leave or distance themselves from it, move on and live completely normal lives. Draka seems happy with her spiritual practice, and the world didn't end just because she stopped practicing Islam. Draka would be considered taken out of the fold of Islam according to most scholars. There's nothing Islamic happening in her life, but according to Muslims, her life is supposed to be filled with nothing but misery for rejecting the faith. To me, I mean, it looks like she's thriving. She has a luxury lens company. She also hosts spiritual retreats. This actually sounds so peaceful and relaxing. Draca, if you're watching this, I'd love to go on a retreat to Jamaica with you. Oh, and she even has her own farm where she grows her own fruit and veggies. This is another dream of mine, guys. It looks like not giving up on her ability to make money as a celebrity and being stuck at home all day as a Muslim housewife has actually given her a better quality of life. She's independent, she's a self-made woman that takes care of herself and her kids. Living an Islamic lifestyle would have immediately made her retreats, exploring her spirituality, and dressing or not dressing up a big no-no. Now that we have the background of Kevin and Draca Gates' marriage covered, let's move on to him marrying Brittany Renner. Brittany changed herself, while Kevin changed nothing. This timeline is so messy, guys, and it's because Kevin Gates dated Brittany while he was still legally married to Draca. There's some very strange workarounds / cognitive dissonance / not giving a shit about Islam happening here, guys. Kevin Gates is already married with a family, and he's been dating Renner, which is not allowed in Islam. According to some sources, Kevin Gates said to Renner he will only marry her, but if she embraces Islam. Why does that even matter to him at this point, given his lifestyle and everything else that is un-Islamic about him? I am just trying to understand why the woman has to be Muslim. Like, what would that change about his relationship and rapper lifestyle other than sharing a religion where they're only Muslim by name? There are some sources that say they started dating off and on in 2018 while he's still married. Others saying they made their relationship official in 2022. The actual date of their marriage was April 6, 2025, and they divorced May 28th, 2025. The marriage only lasted 52 days. Well, lo and behold, Brittany went along with what Kevin Gates wanted. Brittany took her Shahada August 5th, 2024, and started appearing in hijab on Instagram in August of 2024 as well. This is her first video she posted on Instagram wearing the hijab and no makeup. I mean, if I'm being honest, a woman like her, someone who likes to look pretty and doll herself up, I already knew that this journey would be a chaotic one for her. It's really, really hard to just forfeit your femininity to look like this. Brittany says the facade is fading, but which one? In this next clip, she's saying she's changed a lot externally, and by basically wearing the hijab, she's losing housing opportunities and income that will provide for her and her son. This video honestly sounds ominous.
First of all, Allahu Akbar. I've gone through a lot of changes internally. And as a result, my outer world has completely crumbled. Sorry, I don't know. Whoa! Wow. Leaving me incredibly uncertain in just about every area in my life. I have no idea where I'm going to live or how I'm going to provide for my son. But Allah has moved mountains for me. And I trust that this will be no different. I feel like Alice when she ate the cookie and her feet went through the windows and she's crammed in the house like that. I've outgrown where I am. The facade is fading, alhamdulillah. And I'm at a place where I don't want anything that doesn't have my name on it. Take it away. It serves no purpose here. And I don't want a penny more than I'm meant to have because I can do a lot with a little. The facade is fading. And when the facade fades and all the BS is cleared out, it makes room for what has always been for you.
This is another red flag with the hijab not being sustainable. There are plenty of hijabis who work and things like this, but I am saying for Brittany Renner in particular, this transition is going to be extremely painful for her. She's used to a certain standard of life. She doesn't want to go back to the real world and give up her standard of living for the sake of hijab and Islam. Also, how unfair is this that she's the one who has to completely and publicly change the way she looks, whereas Kevin gets to continue looking like a thug? I am sure she's living very comfortably and able to buy whatever she wants, wear whatever she wants, and now everything is haram and needs to be given up. Even if she tries to wear the hijab slowly, it's just going to make the pain of letting go of cute clothes that much worse. She said the facade is fading, and when the BS clears out, it makes room for what has always been for you. Well, we are going to find out that a few things aren't meant for Brittany. A lot of her other posts are ads for Fashion Nova, which I believe she still had a contract for, so many of her posts are her trying to make the outfits modest. You might remember this outfit from earlier in the video when I played the short I made out of this. Behind the scenes when this happened, I told my husband that Brittany wearing an outfit like this, especially with holes in the jeans, is a sign that she's struggling with these Islamic limits. I mean, someone who truly wants to be modest might wear tights under this, something where you can't see her legs through it. Personally, that's what I tried to do when I wanted to make immodest clothes appropriate. I would wear sleeve extenders and these halter tops with a turtleneck to hide my neck under the hijab and not expose anything. I truly believe that a woman who wants to wear the hijab will not openly dress like this. Hijab is something that you have to intentionally do, and for any Muslim woman, wearing pants with holes like this will make you feel exposed and uncomfortable. Brittany's clothing choices are a sign of her discomfort with the hijab. I told Abdullah it's only a matter of time before she removes the hijab, and lo and behold, the hijab is now gone. Why did Brittany remove her hijab? There are so many speculations flying around out there about why Brittany removed the hijab. Some say that she only converted for Kevin Gates. She's been accused of playing with religion and cosplaying as a Muslim, but I disagree. She seemed to be very much into it. I always like to scroll through the comments to get some insight into other people's perspectives and thoughts on this, and lo and behold, Ali Dawa gave his 2 cents about this. If you put the hijab on for a man, then know when he goes, so does your hijab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought him into your life to see if it was for him or for Allah. You can still wear the hijab, sister. Don't give up. Why does he care if she wears the hijab? Shouldn't he be more concerned about her faith? Because she's a tool for him. That's why. And also, I have to disagree with Ali Dawa about this. And I'm not saying that because it's Ali Dawa we're talking about here. I have heard so many stories about how women come to Islam because of a man and the relationship fails and they stay Muslim. So many women actually become more religious and practicing than the man they were originally with. When I show you this interview clip that's coming up, you'll see that she was genuinely trying to be a good Muslim woman. And then there are plenty of women who convert mainly because of their relationship. They remove the hijab at one point or another and they remain married. This is not a black and white issue, and there's no direct correlation between a man leaving and removing the hijab. If I had to guess with the very limited information I have about the breakdown of Brittany and Kevin, I would guess that what happened is Brittany caught him flirting with other women, and in her mind she probably said, "Why the hell am I wearing this if my husband's going to gawk at other women?" I would put money on that being one of the top reasons she removed her hijab. I personally don't know how she ever trusted him considering he approached her while still married. We actually have another video where we covered a similar topic, how men undo the hijab. In this video, we cover how women make the ultimate sacrifice of wearing the hijab and modest clothes because of men and for their husbands. But these same men gawk and ogle at women who don't cover. Before we get back to the video, a reminder to subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos on the topic of social issues from a former Muslim's perspective. And if you like my sense of humor and personality, stay tuned as more is coming up. The Shade Room is a celebrity gossip page that has some interesting insight into Brittany and Kevin's relationship. In one clip, Brittany responds saying she doesn't care to be on camera because she's just minding her business. At that point, Kevin claims the real reason she doesn't look at his phone is because she believes when you go looking for trouble, you will find it. Then the rapper cracks a joke, saying most women like to act like they can't see, but as soon as the man pulls out his phone, their vision gets 20/20 real quick. Why do I have a feeling that Brittany had some suspicions of Kevin? That's my theory here. They were only married for 52 days. Something major and unforgivable had to happen to make them call it quits this soon. Draka Gates spoke out about this at the end of their marriage, and what she said confirms my suspicions even more. Some lessons take years to learn. Others, just 52 days. Funny how quick the mask slips when the spotlight isn't enough to hide the truth. Brittany was lucky she saw through it fast and walked away before the damage ran deep. I wasn't so fortunate back then, but healing brings wisdom. People don't change, they just get better at pretending. Until they can't. Let this be a reminder. The real ones always show their true colors. You just have to be paying attention. Some women escape, others survive. Either way, we rise.
Unforgivable.
Brittany's understanding of Islamic divorce. Recently, Brittany did an interview at the BET Awards where she cautiously opened up about her divorce from Kevin Gates. Her body language, her awkward pauses, and her defending Islam is all very telling here, guys.
My friend Brittany Renner is here. Good to see you, Brittany.
Good to see you too. I was excited when I was like,
You're like, hey, I'm Brittany. It's been so
you remember
long.
me?
Yeah. So first of all, you've
Shit.
you've had a lot of changes in your life.
I have. Alhamdulillah for that.
So you were. I tried to give you a hug earlier.
Yes.
And you were like,
Access denied.
You can't do hugs.
You know.
This is part of your faith.
Yeah, and I mean, just what makes me comfortable. Like,
No,
I don't
know. Fuck, I am trying to make you uncomfortable.
No, yeah. I mean, I think for me, it's like, in my mind, I'm kind of like, why is any man giving me a handshake, a hug?
Yeah,
a
I was like,
dab?
what about and we did this.
We did this.
Air high five.
Because I just feel like there should be no man touching me except my husband.
Mr. Gates. Yeah. Are you guys married? Or is this like a, yeah, I don't know. How does this, I mean, first of all, Kevin's the best. Mm-hmm. You got to keep her. He's a great guy.
You see a lot of signs of unhappiness. When he says at 54 seconds, Mr. Gates, she goes silent, then awkwardly plays with her clothes. Then she again doesn't agree when he says he's the best, because little does he know, they're already divorced. She's struggling to say anything good about him.
We got married April 6th and divorced May 28th.
So you're divorced?
Yes. But there is a 90-day waiting period in Islam where it's basically you have 90 days to see if you're pregnant, because then he would be responsible, right? And then also in those 90 days, it's for reconciliation because Allah wants you to stay married. And then during those 90 days, you are not to entertain anybody romantically. So what I will say is that Islam has made my life a lot easier. I think even with this transition and things changing. Right. Honestly, it's like I don't think anybody gets married to not stay married. So I think my biggest thing for me is this is a nice 90-day reset, just focusing on myself and pouring into myself. And what I also will add is that I followed my heart, and that's more than what most people can say in this world. And I have no shame in that. That's why I'm here.
This is so strange, to be honest. She really is trying, though. She really ate the Islamic cake, and she's defending it to the very end. Brittany, if you're watching this, ask yourself why women have to wait 90 days to find out if they're pregnant in today's world. We have pregnancy tests that can tell us even before our missed period. I bought my pregnancy test at the dollar store, and I found out a few days before my missed period because I had symptoms for weeks. Islam focuses on this because of lineage, but that's because they didn't have any sort of ultrasounds to estimate how far along a woman was. Pregnancy tests or DNA tests to confirm these types of things. She also says the 90 days are for reconciliation and she can't entertain someone romantically. But even when married, he gets to look and entertain romantically because of polygamy rules. She dove off the deep end, marrying someone who was still legally married to someone else at this time. This entire situation is an absolute mess, guys. But honestly, regardless of whether or not Drake filed for divorce, it really didn't matter because it sounds like Kevin and Brittany did some sort of weird Islamic marriage, meaning they're spiritually married, but maybe not legally, aka they did a nikah. She says Islam made her life easier, yet she can't even shake this guy's hand or hug him. And then fast forward a few weeks and she takes off the hijab, which is supposed to be this easy and beautiful thing. What changed with Brittany in such a short amount of time? If Islam truly made life better and easier, the hijab would have stayed on, right? She also says that no one marries with the intention to divorce, which makes me speculate that she's the one who actually ended this, not Kevin. Kevin clearly did something terribly wrong to push Brittany towards making the decision to end it. I mean, look at him.
What are the things that you're able to take from it that, are helping you on a day-to-day basis?
I would say just even all of the guidelines and different things that are in place. But I think the biggest thing that has been so freeing for me is I no longer belong to this world. I just don't. And there's just so much peace. I feel so content.
and I just don't feel like a circus animal anymore. So people don't have to respect it. They don't have to like it. I understand people used to jerk off to my pictures and they miss seeing my ass cheeks and all that other stuff. And I have a gorgeous head of hair, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like, the soul always wants to evolve.
Right.
And I feel like I mastered that. My soul was crying out for something different to evolve. So, it makes my life a lot easier, even just in terms of dressing and wearing hijab, with the way I conduct myself. It is just in complete alignment with where I am going as a woman and, you know, what I want for myself too.
Okay, that didn't age well. This video was just a few weeks ago, and she's already flipped to no hijab. Is this a sign of other things to come? Maybe, I don't know, leaving Islam? Probably yes. But again, I see a sincere believer here. In conclusion, wearing the hijab for him, or even for Allah, just wasn't worth it. Brittany hinted about how limited she's been in her video, and I think that's a sign of things to come. She's probably not going to come out as an open ex-Muslim, but chances are the Islam she had before won't be recognizable anymore, and she's leaving this all behind. Good for her for embracing her true self and living for herself, rather than for Muhammad and his archaic rules. Leave Islam behind. Life is better and more beautiful without it. Thank you to our patrons for their continued support. Do you want your name in the credits? We'd love to see you here. Join now on Patreon and help us continue doing this. This is Mrs. Friendly Ex-Muslim signing out.